The name Red Skelton evokes images of a bygone era where humor was innocent, and laughter was shared among family members gathered around a television set. Richard Bernard Red Skelton was not just a comedian, he was an American institution. A man with a quick wit, boundless energy, and a heart of gold, Skelton could transform the everyday into the extraordinary through the art of comedy. Yet, behind the painted smile and the hearty laughs, Skelton harbored a lifetime of personal pain and sorrow that he masked with the very humor that endeared him to millions. Richard Red Skelton was born on July 18, 1913, in the small town of Vincennes, Indiana. The fourth son of a struggling family, Red's early life was shaped by hardship and loss. His father, a former circus clown and an avid entertainer, passed away before Red was born, leaving his mother to raise her four sons alone. This early exposure to the harsh realities of life would profoundly influence Skelton's future, embedding in him a deep empathy for those who struggled and a relentless drive to bring joy to others. At the tender age of 7, Red sold newspapers on the street to help his mother make ends meet. It was during these early years that he first discovered his love for performance. The laughter and applause he received while entertaining customers quickly became a source of comfort and joy in his difficult childhood. At age 10, Skelton joined a traveling medicine show, where he honed his comedic skills, learning to read and react to the energy of the audience. By the time he was 15, Skelton was performing in vaudeville shows across the country, his natural talent for comedy shining through even in these early performances. Red Skelton's early career was a patchwork of experiences that ranged from performing in small-town theaters to appearing in big-city nightclubs. His first big break came in 1937 when he was discovered by the legendary entertainer Ed Wynn, who helped Skelton secure a spot on the prestigious Rudy Vallee Show. This exposure led to more opportunities, including a role in the popular Broadway production Having Wonderful Time. Skelton's star was on the rise, and soon he was being courted by Hollywood. The 1940s marked the beginning of Skelton's golden era. His radio show, The Raleigh Cigarette Program, became a nationwide sensation, catapulting him to fame. Skelton's humor, a blend of slapstick, wit, and heartfelt sincerity, resonated deeply with audiences. His characters, such as the bumbling country bumpkin Clem Cadiddle Hopper and the perpetually broke Freddie the Freeloader, became cultural icons, beloved by millions. The transition to television in 1951 with The Red Skelton Show solidified Skelton's place in American entertainment history. The show, which featured a mix of comedy sketches, pantomime, and musical performances, was a runaway success. Skelton's ability to connect with audiences of all ages made him a household name. He had a rare gift for making people laugh, not just with his jokes, but with his entire being, his expressive face, his agile physicality, and his uncanny ability to embody a character with every fiber of his being. While Red Skelton's public persona was one of endless cheer, his private life was marked by deep personal struggles. His first marriage to Edna Stillwell, who was also his manager and co-writer, ended in divorce in 1943 after 12 years. Though their professional relationship continued, the separation marked the beginning of a series of personal challenges for Skelton. In 1945, Skelton found love again with Georgia Davis, a model and actress. The couple had 2 children, Valentina and Richard. For a time, it seemed as though Skelton had found the happiness that had eluded him in his first marriage. However, this happiness was short-lived. In 1957, tragedy struck the Skelton family when Richard, their beloved son, was diagnosed with leukemia. The diagnosis was a devastating blow to Skelton, who adored his children and doted on them whenever he was not performing. Despite the best medical care, Richard's condition worsened, and he passed away just weeks before his 10th birthday in 1958. The loss shattered Skelton, plunging him into a deep depression. To cope with his grief, Skelton turned to his art, both his comedy and his painting. His performances took on a new depth, often tinged with a melancholic undertone that reflected the sorrow he carried within. His painting, particularly his clown portraits, became a means of expressing the pain that words could not convey. His most famous work, Freddie's Last Rose, depicted his character Freddie the Freeloader laying a rose on Richard's grave, a heartbreaking tribute to the son he had lost. The death of his son also took a toll on Skelton's marriage. He and Georgia divorced in 1971, after 26 years of marriage. The pain of losing Richard, coupled with the pressures of his career and personal life, left Skelton emotionally drained. Yet, through it all, He continued to perform, finding solace in the laughter of his audience. By the late 1960s, television was undergoing a significant transformation. The era of variety shows was coming to an end, and networks were shifting their focus to appeal to a younger demographic. Despite the continued popularity of The Red Skelton Show, CBS decided to cancel the program in 1970, citing the need to modernize their programming. Skelton, who had devoted 2 decades of his life to the show, was devastated by the decision. He felt betrayed by an industry that he had helped to build, and he struggled to find his place in the rapidly changing entertainment landscape. After the cancellation, Skelton continued to perform in Las Vegas and other venues, but the loss of his television platform marked the beginning of a slow decline in his career. While his loyal fans continued to support him, Skelton found it increasingly difficult to adapt to the new demands of the entertainment industry. His humor, rooted in the vaudeville traditions of the early 20th century, seemed out of step with the edgier, more cynical comedy that was becoming popular in the 1970s. In his later years, Skelton devoted more time to his painting, which had become a significant passion. His artworks, particularly his clown portraits, were highly sought after, and he held several successful exhibitions. Painting allowed Skelton to express a different side of his personality, one that was introspective and reflective, in contrast to the exuberant persona he displayed on stage. His paintings often revealed the depth of his emotions, capturing both the joy and sorrow that had defined his life. Red Skelton's life came to an end on September 17, 1997, when he passed away at the age of 84 from pneumonia. The news of his death sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, as fans and colleagues alike mourned the loss of one of America's most beloved comedians. Skelton was laid to rest next to his son Richard in Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California, a final resting place that symbolized the deep bond between father and son. Skelton's passing marked the end of an era. He was one of the last surviving stars of the golden age of television, a reminder of a time when comedy was simpler, more innocent, and deeply connected to the human experience. His death was not just the loss of a performer, but the loss of a cultural icon who had touched the lives of millions with his humor and humanity. Red Skelton's legacy is one of enduring laughter, but it is also a legacy of resilience in the face of unimaginable pain. His ability to find humor even in the darkest of times is a testament to his strength of character and his deep understanding of the human condition. Skelton once said, "Laughter has always brought me out of unhappy situations," and this philosophy guided him throughout his life. Today, Red Skelton is remembered not only for his contributions to comedy but also for the depth of his artistry. His characters, from the innocent Clem Cadiddlehopper to the mischievous Freddie the Freeloader, remain etched in the annals of American comedy. They are more than just figments of imagination, they are reflections of Skelton's own experiences, his joys, his sorrows, and his enduring belief in the power of laughter to heal. Beyond the world of comedy, Skelton's work as a painter has earned him a place in the art world as well. His clown paintings, in particular, are celebrated for their emotional depth and vivid expression. These works of art, often created in the solitude of his studio, offer a glimpse into the soul of a man who, despite his success, was intimately acquainted with loss and loneliness.